analyzing drama. Now, in many ways, analysis of a drama is similar to analysis of fiction, but there are some differences. So let's begin with those differences. The first difference is that of point of view. In the case of fiction, we discussed that most of the writings in fiction, or most of the short stories, they do have a point of view because they are narrated by a narrator. The narrator could be the first person narrator, or it could be third person narrator, but there is supposed to be a narrator in each piece of fiction or story. That is why there is a point of view in the case of a fiction. On the other hand, a drama does not have a narrator. Okay, I'm sure most of you can create a picture in your own mind when you come across the word drama. Okay, drama as it is staged on a show, or drama as it is recorded in a studio and put on the screen. In either case, you must have observed that you see the performance in front of you by the actors themselves. But it rarely happens that there is a narrator who is narrating the story to you, to the audience. Only in some rare cases it happens that sometimes if a drama is based upon a story, in fact, that kind of drama is called a screenplay. If it is based upon a story, sometimes we do listen a little bit narration here and there during the movement of the plot of the drama. But that narration does not occupy the whole drama. It is just here and there, not much. So the point is this, that a drama is not narrated, therefore, through the drama, the writer does not offer his or her point of view. So this is the first difference between fiction and drama. The second difference between fiction and drama is that a piece of fiction is meant to be read, while a piece of drama is meant to be performed. Therefore, even if we are reading a play written by somebody else, what we are reading is meant to be performed. So drama is performance, while a piece of fiction, a short story, a novel is not performance. So these are two major differences between a fiction and a drama. Now we will look at some other elements in drama which we find in fiction as well. But there is something additional to all these elements which we are just going to discuss with reference to drama. For example, plot. You are aware of the word plot already. We discussed that with reference to fiction as well. The plot in drama in many ways is similar to the plot in fiction. However, the plot in drama is divided into parts. And those parts are called acts and scenes. So there could be 5-act plays, there could be 7-act plays, and then each act might have its own scenes. So act and act is the biggest division in a drama. While within one act, there could be multiple scenes. But we should also remember that there is a kind of drama which is called 1-act play. That kind of play has just 1 act in it. That kind of play, one act play, has just one act in it, but it might have multiple scenes in it. Please do contrast it with the novel. A novel does not have acts and scenes in it. However, it does have uh, chapters in it. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Some people call those chapters parts. Okay, but nobody calls the parts of a novel acts or scenes. Acts or scenes are only in a drama. Uh, Before I move to dialogue, please also remember that the term plot basically has come from drama. One of the very initial books about drama, which is called Tragedy, which was written by Aristotle's Tragedy, that mentioned plot as one of the components in a drama. Historically speaking, the term plot was borrowed from drama and came into novel. So probably it is easier for you to imagine how a drama is essentially a sequence of events. I'm saying that because probably most of you are more aware of drama from a TV drama. So in the case of a TV drama, there has to be sequence of events throughout the drama. Only then the drama is meaningful to us. That sequence of events is called plot. Let's move to dialogue. Dialogue is the second element in a drama. By the way, dialogues do exist in fiction as well, in a novel as well, in a short story as well. But dialogues are fully developed only in a drama. Let me explain that a little bit. In the case of a novel, sometimes a novelist might skip the structure of the story by which it looks like a dialogue. You might remember that small piece we read from Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. There was a lot of communication going on in that extract. The character Clarissa, she was speaking to herself. So there was an internal dialogue. But while reading that extract, we didn't understand where her one statement finished and where the second statement started. So as far as the structure of the story is concerned, the way it is written, or as far as the structure of a novel is concerned, the way it is written, it is possible for a novelist or for a short story writer to skip the structure of dialogue and present the dialogue in a continuous manner so that we don't clearly see the conversation being carried out between two or three characters. However, in a drama, there has to be a very clear distinction among the characters who are conversing with each other. In fact, I will show you an example of a drama. We will read a drama right today after I finish this presentation. And you will see over there how the speech switches from one character to the other, so that the dialogue between the characters becomes visible. Let me say it becomes structurally visible. By structurally visible, I mean that you clearly see that one character speaks and the other becomes quiet. And when the second speaks, the first one becomes quiet, like that. Now, dialogue in a play carries the content. That is the first thing. It is from the content of the dialogue we know what is happening in the drama. In the case of a dialogue, it also matters how something is being said, in what language it is being said, and what are the stage directions for that particular speech. For example, there is a kind of dialogue, there is a kind of speech which is called A side. I didn't put it over here. ASIDE, A side. Anybody knows what an A side is? Any guess on it? A side, students? Anybody? What does word A side mean?
One side.
Okay, one side. Let me just extend it. Now, A side is a technical term, by the way, but the way you have told me its meaning, it kind of explains it what it might mean. So A
Sir,
side,
is it like a monologue?
it is a monologue. All right. Yeah. So the word A side is equally important on one side. So A side is a kind of monologue or a kind of speech in which the character moves to the side of the stage, one side of the stage, and speaks in such a manner that rest of the characters cannot listen to him. Sometimes this speech is addressed to just one person so that rest of the characters do not know it. This kind of speech is called A side. But how do we know as audience of the play if that speech is meant to be an A side, which is it is meant to be shared just with one particular person and not with the rest of the characters? For that, there is another element which is called the stage directions. I just highlighted it. So there are stage directions in the case of a drama as well, and those stage directions by the writer of the drama, they tell that this part of the speech, this part of the dialogue is meant to be an A side. That is, it is not being spoken aloud to all the characters on the stage like any other dialogue. Okay, so getting back to the slide, so the dialogue contains what is being said. The dialogue also contains reflection of the stage directions. And then finally, the dialogue also appears in the form of the reaction from other characters. Okay, so the communication between the characters takes place through dialogue. Another very important element of drama, which is almost totally missing from novel, it is totally missing from novel, is called soliloquy. Soliloquy is a pure monologue. In the case of a soliloquy, the character is just speaking to himself or herself. The character is not speaking to the actors, any of the actors on the stage. And in fact, as I explain over here, soliloquy is thinking out loud. In fact, soliloquy is just the internal thinking of the character, but in such a manner that we, the audience, can listen to what that character is saying. So he thinks out loud. Nobody else on the character can listen to what the character is saying. When this, whatever this character is saying, the character who is making that soliloquy. Now, the next element of drama which we need to keep in mind when we analyze a piece of drama is the setting. Now, I'm sure you can recall from our discussion about fiction that setting is there as well. However, in the case of drama, you must remember that the setting in the case of a drama is very much physical and it is on the stage in front of us. In the case of fiction, of course, the setting is there, but though setting is just in the form of words, it is not meant to be turned into a concrete form, into a reality. Okay, some because once we mentioned a famous novel by Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights, and some of you knew about that novel. That is why I'm giving that example once again. So there is a depiction of landscape in Wuthering Heights. There is depiction of landscape in Thomas Hardy's novels as well. Big, you know, expansive farmlands, or big, expansive, uh, foggy landscape. Both of those examples are from two different novelists, from two novels. The idea that I'm trying to convey to you is this, that we cannot use that kind of setting for a drama. Why? Because drama is performed on the stage. So you cannot recreate that, those kind of expansive, big, huge landscapes on the stage. So the novelist will be a dramatist, a person who writes a drama will be careful in introducing that kind of setting, which can be physically created on the stage. All right. Now, here is an example of a setting in a drama. It is from a play called uh, A Doll's House, written by Henrik Ibsen, a play which I will very strongly recommend to all of you to read as soon as you get time. Okay, maybe the first thing you should do uh, right after your semester is over should be to read this play. It's a beautifully written play, and it's very engaging at the same time. Anybody who would like to read this setting for us? So there is a setting over here, setting of the drama. Anybody who would like to read it out? Yes, please. Yeah.
So may I?
Yes, please go ahead.
A comfortable room, tastefully but not expensively furnished. A door to the right in the back wall leads to the entryway. Another to left leads to Helmer's study. Between these doors, a piano. Midway in the left hand wall, a door, and further back, a window. Near the window, a round table with an armchair. Sorry, sir.
Are you using a mobile for the class?
No, sir, I'm using my laptop.
Uh, Students, I think somebody has mic on. Please turn it off. Uh, yes, please continue now.
So from the start,
Please just keep going, because we have the written text in front of us, so we can see from there. So Umar Zafar has the mic on.
in the right hand wall, towards the rear, a door, and nearer the foreground, a propylene stove with two armchairs and the rocking chair beside it. Between the stove and the side door, a small table, engravings on the wall, an etagere with china figures and other small arts objects, a small bookcase with richly bound books, a floor carpeted, a fire burning in the stove. It's it's a winter day. A bell rings in the entryway. Shortly after we hear the door being unlocked, Nora comes into the room, humming happily to herself. She is wearing street clothes and carries an armload of packages, which she puts down on the table to the right. She has left the hall door, and through it is a delivery boy is seeing holding a Christmas tree and a basket which he gives to the maid who let them in.
Okay. Thank you. Now, uh, if you have looked at this setting, you might notice that through this setting, the dramatist, the writer of this drama, has recreated the interior of a whole room. Now, this whole room, the setting of the whole room, can be recreated on the stage. In fact, you can see the performance of A Doll's House on YouTube. It has been performed by so many people, so many times at different institutions. Government College once performed it, way back. Uh, so that will give you an idea how the setting of a drama is recreatable on the stage. Uh, the setting in the drama has the same role to play as the setting in a novel, which is it anticipates uh, the kind of experience that the characters are going to have on stage. It contributes to the general atmosphere that the writer of the drama wants to create on the stage. Or we can also say the setting reflects the moods that the writer of the drama wants to create. Okay, so I'm using the words writer of drama again and again. Please note it that writer of a drama is called a dramatist, or we can also say that writer of a play is called a playwright. So playwright and dramatist are more accurate words to describe a creator of a drama or of a play. All right, so from setting to I am moving on to symbol. We know what symbols are. Symbols stand for something else. They stand for various moods. They stand for various themes as well. It is true in the case of a drama as well. But in the case of a drama, a symbol is visually present on the stage, physically present on the stage. Okay, it might not happen in the case of novel. Okay, uh, again, dramas have themes in them, just like we have themes in fiction. So concluding all this, in the case of a drama, we would have performance on the stage without any point of view. We would have a plot divided into acts and scenes. We would have dialogues between the characters. We would have soliloquies, which is monologues. We would have a setting which is visible and physical on the stage. And then finally, we would have symbol and themes in the similar manner as we have symbols and themes in the case of a fiction. However, symbols in the case of a drama are visible on the stage. Students, this is all for the basic features of drama. Please join me back to discuss an example for